Xset jumping onto the field here, looking to try and reverse where their season has gone thus far. They started off in the full split looking like they were on the verge of breaking in to sort of middle upper tier of North American Rocket League. Now they're sort of stuck. Second round, first round eliminations, not where they want to be.
Yeah, they really were supposed to be one of the upcoming teams in RLCS Season X, but they've had to watch so many of their peers, so many of their opponents surpass them. This has to be a series that they're winning. Like James Bott said, they should be winning comfortably against SUP. It's a great draw for them. SUP aren't, there's no bad teams in RLCS X anymore. Everybody knows what they're doing. Everybody's got great mechanics, and they've got a lot of practice under pressure. But Xset are just that level above. They should be able to walk away with this one. If they play their game, I'd expect it to be a sweep. I'd expect, maybe a one game. I've got to agree with James Bott there on that one.
Well, both these teams were out in the first round during the last regional. To at least get a win. With 2 wins today or a win tomorrow, and they can break that streak. Hockey at least putting some early pressure on, stealing the boost. That's what you want to be seeing from him. Now Money moving his way down. I like how there's very easy ways to relate to all of these players if you are unfamiliar with them. If you like hockey, you've got hockey. If you're liking money, you've got money. If you're one of our Brits from Stoke, even you guys are represented.
I wasn't sure where you were going with that last one, but yeah, I guess there may be some NA fans who are familiar with Stoke. I wonder if he's going to play that same style, just all about the throw-ins. But I don't know how that's going to work in Rocket League. We'll have to wait and see what he's got planned here for Xset. So far, it's been a relatively even midfield battle. Not a lot of pressure being put on off the ball from Xset, which is surprising. I always expect there to be lots of aggression, lots of bumps, lots of demos, especially after seeing how successful they were in the last match.
And whenever we do see these slow starts, you will usually start to put that towards being in favor of the less experienced team. A team that might be more likely to panic if there was a very fast-paced game going on. SUP and Xset both biding their time here. Hoxer have to try and jump back as Stokely has got rid of one. He looks to turn around for the shot, and a lot of respect being given to him. Saw that he had a chance. Make sure you send both players to shut it down.
There are the demos starting to pour in here, but so far nothing too problematic for Xset. It's actually been...
This was supposed to be a scrappy game. The desk promised me.
It should be. I mean, it should be a complete change-up, and it has been a change-up so far from what we saw between D2E and Jamal Jabari. That's all about the flash and the flare and the solo play threats, but this is a bit more of a positional matchup. It's definitely a bit more of a messy series on paper. It's starting to live up to that.
We'll get the shovels out, not for the snow, but for the remaining car parts that we've got around. Money out of boost. He's just trying to jump up for a block that he did get. Teammates still not around. I don't think even they were expecting that. SUP in a very nice position. A bump on the goal line. A very crucial takeaway to prevent Money from taking the first-time shot. If he did, he wouldn't have had a keeper to beat. And speaking of which, there still isn't.
Well, check out SUP with the demo plays off the ball. Hockey just completely annihilates the last man back and leaves it wide open for Stokely. 1-0 to SUP, and Xset don't really look too dangerous right now, Shogun. It's another pretty disappointing look for them in RLCS X. They've got to step it up here.
It's difficult, isn't it? Oh, wait a second. There's Alpha Kep. He didn't take it. Oh, it's off the crossbar. And Hockey's managed to get rid of it. That is pain, but they might still have a chance at this. J-Pow, he's got it underneath. Money gets a second touch. It's got to go in. How has it on?
Oh my goodness, you said it yourself. It's Portugal's neighbor minus the S. That's all I can think right now.
Oh,
everything's gone wrong for both teams, but nobody scored. Surely now they can put it on target. No, again. Xset off the crossbar.
They might go down by 2. J-Pow will keep it out. Well, I think we're about to hit another gear here, and Alpha Kep wanted to try and find himself another demo. Hoxer's reached this so early. Is he going to be able to try and recover it? No. He need to just take his time. He certainly had it. how on earth is this 1-0? This is one of the least likely 1-0s I've seen in quite some time. Money almost took Xset, and he's own-goaled it! This is the most unfortunate passage of play I have seen. Oh, no!
What a finish, by the way. What a finish that is. Hoxer.
Thunderous.
With a perfect shot into his own net. That is... It's got to be own goal of the day. We're only in the second series, but if anyone can top that, I'll be amazed. As you know, by the way, Hoxer's again missed a target here. It seems that Xset are just built inaccurately or something because they can't hit the target. Well, they can hit their own net, but they can't hit SUP's net. I don't know what to say about this one. That was some game.
Okay, so I think we're just going to sort of verbally tread water until we get a chance to see that own goal a second time here, Johnny. Because,
yeah.
Oh, there's a bit to break down. Okay, we started off with a pretty basic game of Rocket League, and we finished with a very interesting game of Rocket League. We've got the highlights for you here. Start off well, though. Demo off the ball, something that we were expecting to see from Xset. Didn't end up being their go-to, and yeah, no, here you go. If you're an Xset fan, it's time to look away, maybe. Moment of silence, please.
That is nasty. What a finish from Hoxer. I mean, that's the kind of goal that you could try that 10 times in a row in a training pack.
We still get that. That's still got to be a top 3 play, surely.
Yeah, I think so. We're
gonna push this. Gibbs is in here. All right, we can get this done.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to see, top 3 own goals in the RLCS pre-show, just remember to use the hashtag RLCS on Twitter. Let them know how much you want that. I know they're going to hate me for this because we're the only people who want this segment, Shogun. Oh, it's just going to be more bad news for Xset. You got to feel sorry for them. First event in 2021, and it's right back to their form from last year. Very nice pass there from Hockey there. Sticks it right on his teammates' front end, and no missing from that range.
No, the confidence is there. But then again, it does seem like it would take some sort of major intervention to put Xset back on course here. But even just relating it to what we saw in game 1, it was sort of very tentative from SUP. But because Xset were just as tentative, Hoxer's missed another one. He's just seen it go flying past him. Alpha Kep's not even having a great time. We are seeing this team just disintegrate.
Yeah, I'm on the Xset official Twitter right now. I'm spamming refresh because I'm expecting any minute we're going to see the upset rebrand. That's all I can think of right now. The players are upset. They're getting
black
upset.
Profile picture.
Yeah, just the full stop username. It's been one of those days so far. They've still got time to turn this one around. There's definitely a lot of experience on this team, so if nothing else, they can just dig deep. They can try and cut their losses. And it's only a 1-goal game. It's been a bad day. Everything's been going wrong for them up until now, but there's still time to fix this. And there's a crazy double commit coming in from Stokely and Hockey. Almost put it on target, funnily enough. Xset just need to calm down. They keep on just soft clearing the ball right towards SUP, who are just waiting for the ball to come to them, and again, Xset keep delivering it to them.
To me, this series now feels like it's going to be all about crisis management. How quickly can Xset figure themselves back out and start, putting together the results that we expect to see from them? Stokely's going to go for a double tap. Hoxer almost scored another own goal, and you're going to owe Alpha Kep a mighty high five when you get a chance to see him, because he has bailed them out.
Yeah, I mean, it is confusing. I mean, I thought we were going to be the ones who are confused, Shogun, having to cast Hoxer against
I'm
Hockey,
very confused.
I mean, I think Hoxer's confused as well. He's taking a look at Hockey across the other side of the field and thought, yes, this is my long-lost brother. I must help him. And Hockey doesn't need any help. He puts in a second goal. That's just a fast play from him. No ball pressure from Alpha Kep. No chance for the last man to get anywhere near it. 2-0 SUP just destroying Xset.
Well, the point I was going to try and make earlier on was that if we do see Xset turning around, will the inexperience on SUP cause them to start to panic? And we've seen it on a lot of these teams where things will start going wrong. Hoxer, there you go. He needed that, and he needed it oh so very much. 1 goal now on the board. Xset have got time to play with.
Yeah, this guy, is so well rated amongst the pro scene. You know, he's been rumored to be transferred to some extremely, you know, top tier teams in the past, and there's a good reason for that. Hoxer is such a good player on his day. It's not been his day up until now, but like you said, he needed that. He's got it. Now he's got to try and build on that. Here he comes again. Only able to find the crossbar. But they're getting closer now. Xset are at least not losing goals and saving their own shots and the like. It's definitely a step in the right direction. And that's wide open. Hoxer puts in his second goal. Okay, he's found the blue net, Shogun, twice in a row. I think we can safely say he's back in the series.
I think AlphaKep deserves so much credit. He's been like silently in the background, guiding Hoxer back to his best. He got the save from earlier on for the potential own goal. He's delivered a demo that leaves the net wide open. If we see Hoxer pop off from here, I'm going to give full credit to AlphaKep and what he's managed to deliver here in this game. Well, speaking of which, AlphaKep, he would have deserved it. Couldn't quite get there though before the goalkeepers. And now this series turns on its head. Huge demo. Money, though, is shot very tame in comparison to what they needed. All flips over to SUP here. They've seen the 2-goal lead evaporate. What do they do when they are put into this situation as a team that is looking like they're beginning to resurge? Like they're regaining their confidence. J-Pow going to test too much. Stokely's clear, though. Doesn't go too far. It's over to J-Pow one more time. Pass back over to AlphaKep. What a goal this would be!
Oh!
The hockey keeps it out.
Great defense from SUP. Stokely moments ago, alone at the back and able to pull out a last-ditch save on AlphaKep's shot. And now it's Hockey's turn to do likewise. Xset are still coming. A lot of ground plays pulling off on the counter-attack. But Money, every single player on SUP, taking their turn to successfully defend all by themselves.
Hockey just biding his time, waiting for the opportunity. It's dropped down though. AlphaKep like it to be where it was. The demo! It's off a smoke bomb! Goes off in the midfield. Hockey's just gonna wait his turn.
What?
And J-Pow, he blinks last, shall score. And J-Pow has his eyes wide open.
What a read, J-Pow. Jay, how on earth do you come up with that? 50-50, looked like it was just so obviously coming, and then last second he pulls away from it. What a great mind game to put Xset in front. And a much needed game too. If they'd lost this, and the way that it was going, it would have been so easy for them to be swept out of this, but now they've got a lead with not a lot of time left.
So many twists and turns to this series so far. We're only coming towards the end of game 2. As Hoxer avoids the demo from Money, who pretty much jumped out of the way of it. 30 seconds left. The backboard. Stokely's not going to get to it. Oh, well, it's going to drop to him instead. Now looking to break. Money goes early. Would have preferred if that ball dropped down so he could have pinched it against the floor. But right now, Xset look to be at their best. And they just need to hold on to this for a few more seconds. J-Pow up. Well intercepted by Money. Stokely has to try and follow this around. It drops to Hockey. AlphaKep smothers the shot. Bump onto Money. They're still going to be able to recover. Stokely now looking for the double tap. J-Pow is well on his way towards covering it, but somehow has not dropped to the floor. Hockey's made life a bit more difficult for the team, and Xset are going to take a very interesting game 2.
Yeah, huge performance there from Xset. They were in big trouble. Game 1 was a complete disaster, and they were trailing by 2. And the whole team just didn't have any cohesion. They looked nervous. There were mistakes all over the place, but they responded in the perfect way. They've been aggressive. Hoxer's been attacking the ball. He's not been sitting back and worried that he's going to make more mistakes. He's just decided to play with confidence. And like you said, AlphaKep, the positional plays that this guy's been making sure that his team doesn't get even further behind early on in this one. Really allowed the comeback to get started. He was the foundation for Hoxer's return to form, and then J-Pow with the clutch there. Mind games for the 3rd goal.
Yeah, I would really say that last game was a perfect example of score doesn't always tell the whole story. Especially that demo, there's not a single point available there for AlphaKep. Yet it was so important to their game and to their road of turning that one back around. Speaking Speaking of which, we're going to start off on offense. I think SUP will be very desperate to get the first goal this time around. Reestablish where they were, and oh well, some things haven't changed for Xset from the looks of it. Infield passing play over to Stokely, couldn't quite run onto it. They've managed to keep it though. Shot is there, and well played Stokely, because that pass to him was not that good, and he made something of it.
Oh dear. Well, Hoxer's, he's having a very topsy-turvy day here. That's
I think just thrown to the other side of the field.
His teammates there, Alpha Cap and J-Pow, had no boost. They were just trying to get in the way of these shots. Hoxer had plenty though, and for some reason he's decided to just drive off the goal line and then do a little 3-point turn and get stuck on the near post somehow. I don't know what the challenge was there. He's trying to make his position as bad as possible before making the save or something. Yeah, he's struggling to play with any kind of consistency today. I'm sure he can bounce back like he did in the last game. But it would be nice for Xset if they could just start off without these random misplays and mispositionings.
Yeah, it's just went past that one again. I don't understand it. I've interviewed Garrett once before. He said consistency in Rocket League is the single hardest thing in the world.
Yeah, I don't think Garrett told Hoxer that.
Well, wait, Hoxer. I don't get him, okay? Hoxer, could you pick a gear?
That's a good idea, actually. He should just stick to one gear. He's trying to change it up a bit too much here. But, offensively, he's causing problems for both teams. He's been causing problems for his own team. He's been causing problems for the opposing team. So, as long as Alpha Cap can outweigh that, as long as he can play safe enough to balance it out, I suppose it works. And here's a 1v1 play for Alpha Cap. He's managed to get it through, guides the ball on target with the threat of the bump. It was a good try, though, on the respawn. You've got to give credit where it's due. That wasn't far off a save. Alpha Cap forced Stokely high, and he wasn't actually really, really close to saving this one, so it wasn't too bad.
No, it wasn't. You've got to panic on that one. You've got to make a decision very, very early, and the offensive player does have all the advantages. Stokely would want that shot back. One each. I really thought, after that last game, Johnny, that Xset were going to just start to run away with it. So far, that has not been the case, and instead, SUP have shown us some resilience, though. They are not making ridiculous mistakes. They're not panicking. The goals that have been scored on them are good goals. Oh, money! Well, he got a bit jump scared by that ball going straight at him, but he reacted well.
Yeah, thank goodness he was right where he was, because if that was anywhere to the left of him, to the right of him, or above him, I don't think he can react to it in time. It was just an absolute laser. Not a good 50-50 from Money's teammate in the corner there. J-Pow looking for the impossible redirect. Misses. But he will be able to sweep this one up in defense without too many issues. Doesn't waste a lot of time, though. Now Hockey's going to infield pass to Stokely, who came in from a bit of a tight angle, so not much of an angle for him to work with there for the shot. He'd been over to the far post side. He would have been able to shoot that just about anywhere.
It's the main downfall I have seen from SUP so far, because Xset are not covering the infields. We have seen 6 or 7 attempts, I believe, actually. It's been a lot from SUP, but very few of them actually resulting in immediate goals. There's a double commit, and they're not going to score from it. That was the biggest opportunity since we've gone to one each.
Yeah, and it was totally open as well, so you have to hit the target there. J-Pow missed it by a long way. I guess they're just going to play this one out on hard mode. They started in hard mode. They're still playing hard mode. Xset unable to find their form. The consistency is lacking. And, unless they can pick it up here, I really doubt they're going to make a big run in this tournament, even if they do get past SUP. But there's still time. They've got a tie game here somehow. Again, it's one of those games where I'm just shocked that there have been so few goals for both teams. But, neither team leaving too many openings in the past minute or so. So, they're playing this one out safely. They're trying to defend in the closing stages.
Well, that is one thing that we have neglected to mention so far, is that who the opponent is in the next round. When we get into these, we are comparing them to what we expect to see from those teams, as Hoxer doesn't want to go straight for net, as you can already see Stokely ready and waiting for it. The team in the next round for whoever wins this is NRG.
Yeah, that's not happening. There's just no way.
What a fun time.
There's just no way. I mean, NRG, they did lose 4 straight in their last competitive match, great against SSG. And that's SSG.
Oh, shot and a half, lads.
Well played, Alpha Cap. Just showing that you don't have to dodge into every ball to get a ton of power. J-Pow, perfect pass from him. That is a beautiful finish from Alpha Cap.
SUP, make some notes on that one. That is how the infield passing play is supposed to go. Lovely delivery. And for Alpha Cap, as mentioned, just got to be there. Put the car at the right angle. Let the ball do the rest of the work for you, as Hockey has gone for the legendary technique of driving straight forwards. What has happened off the ball, Johnny? Oh, it's Stokely.
Yeah, Stokely, well, he was there to bump Hoxer. Had Hoxer been there, but Hoxer wasn't even there anyway. He'd taken a scenic route back to net, so it didn't even matter. Without a bump, that would have still been a goal with no Hoxer there to save it. I guess Hoxer didn't anticipate J-Pow being a non-factor in that play. J-Pow did just immediately get dribbled, so a massive gap there between J-Pow and Hoxer. You got to try and make a smaller space there, so if one of you does get outplayed, the second player can immediately challenge. SUP back in it. Infield pass a bit off target though. Stokely couldn't reach that one. Hoxer's going to deny Hockey's last chance of the game. It's into OT game 3. Closer series than we expected. Messier series than we expected. We thought it would be messy. An important one for Xset. Their season has not been as it should be. Can they get it going the right direction for once?
There is Hockey looking for his chance. Alpha Cap, he read that one a couple of seconds beforehand, and he was never going to change his mind. Now drops down. Alpha Cap, he's not got that on target. Well played by Hockey just to remove the reverse, or the rebound shot, as Hoxer almost found his way through. Drops down for J-Pow. That shot will not even test the goalkeepers. He's not even going to test the net.
And although they're still in defense, this is a pretty solid position for SUP. The ball's just nice and controlled. There's no real way for Xset to make it through unless 50-50 goes their way, but it looks like SUP are going to stay goal side of it. It's a great clear by Stokely. Make sure not to hit the ceiling with it, or else it would have dropped down for Alpha Cap in the midfield. And now here comes the aforementioned on the counter-attack. He's passed 2. Money's going to pop it awkwardly, kill some time, and force Hoxer to invest a lot of boost to reach it.
Speaking of which, Money used a lot of boost just to get rid of it.
Yeah, Money's used to making large investments like that.
Stop it. Stop it. We go off the backboard. Hoxer will do a power clear. I do like, though, how Xset have taken to this overtime. They're trying to isolate each of the defenders into aerial battles. See whether or not the mistake's going to happen, as Hockey will deliver a save. One that he had to scramble for, though. J-Pow off the backboard. It's Alpha Cap, who didn't have an angle to work with. There's that double commit. As now Hockey's going to have to try and get back. He was being bumped in the background, but he managed to shut the angle down just enough to offset the shot. 2 minutes of overtime played. It has been mainly Xset in the offense. Finally, we're seeing the orange side of the field. Stokely with the infield pass. Again, they just don't have the accuracy on the delivery.
The SUP's defense looks impressive. And Xset, they're gonna need to pull out a tricky move like they did to get their second goal in the game. You know, infield pass when a shot is being faked it's a tried and proven strategy, but if they can pull it off with the cleanliness that they did in regulation time, then even SUP's solid defensive line is going to struggle to read that. They are still defending very well, though. You know, Xset are not playing a disorganized style like they did earlier on in the series. This is much better from both teams.
You don't want to hit the ceiling from there.
Yeah, that wasn't the best touch by Hockey, indeed. But there was nobody ready for Xset. Xset are starting to respect a lot more what SUP are capable of.
Oh, again, just SUP need to be a little bit more accurate there, as they will finally get rid. Money realizes the infield passing play isn't available to him. Double commit, and Money still comes out on top. Alpha Cap gets his touch and manages to scramble for boost. He's got almost 2 players out for just him, but J-Pow is being harassed on the goal line. We are starting to see both teams turtle up a little bit more. You start to respect this overtime when you get to this position. Alpha Cap had it covered. 3.5 minutes of gameplay done. Alpha Kep wanted the pass. He's not got J-Pal in his sights, though. We now see it to the other side of the field. Hockey, not got anyone to pass to. J-Pal easily gets it to Alpha Kep yet again. Almost at 4 minutes of overtime. Xset look like they're more threatening, but they also look like they can fall apart at any moment when they're in these positions. Does come down. Will it go in?
Oh.
Hockey's got it! 3-2, 4 minutes of overtime needed. And I've got to say, I think that was the first shot they've had.
Oh my. Alpha Kep has completely choked that one. All he had to do is front flip and he would have had it easily saved, but for some reason, he's flipped away from the ball. It was coming right at him and he's decided to side flip. It doesn't make any sense. I saw it happen first time around, watched it again on the replay from his first person perspective. He has just completely flipped in the wrong direction. There's no other way to say it. I mean, Hockey, he hit the target, he shot the ball hard, but that is an easy save for Alpha Kep, and he's been the one solid defender for Xset all day. He was, the best defensive force for them in this game overall, but he's really just lost the plot there. I don't know what happened for the last goal here, but Xset are now having to face 2 match points. They're going to be down to lowers if they can't come back and win this one. Okay, just watch here. Alpha Kep just flips to the right. If he just flipped to straight forwards, he just jumped. If he didn't flip at all, he would have saved this.
Well, if they end up losing this, Xset, the very first question they'll be asking themselves is, how? How did so much go wrong for us in this series? And they've just lost in overtime that they were in control of. They should not have been under threat. Even the shot that did end up going in, as you mentioned, should have been savable. This has been a frustrating time for Xset and for the, 77% that voted for them to take this series?
Yeah. I mean, I think you're right. They will probably ask how, but what they should be asking is why. Because why have they decided to make all these misplays is beyond me. And they're in trouble already.
Wow.
Alpha Kep, that's the kind of defense we've come to expect from him in this series. He's bailed his team out once again.
Yeah, Alpha Kep overall has been the most consistent we have seen here. Even though he did have the biggest whoopsie in the last game. Here is Money. Just gonna test the goal line after what they've seen in the last few games. That doesn't seem like a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, that's all that SUP should be focusing on right now is just hit the ball on target, hit it hard. You never know what Xset are gonna do. Oh, great play though. J-Pow manages to outplay everybody. First touch was ideal for him here. Gets it past the first challenge, but doesn't need a lot of time to get back to the ball. That is a perfect first touch there from J-Pow, and nobody was ready to challenge him. I don't think they expected the dribble there.
No, that first touch just did all of it, really. That's what they need. They need someone to lead by example. Will J-Pal be that player? It's already up. He will be second best compared to Stokely. Money now. He should be in a good spot for a block. He almost managed to read it completely. Drops the ball back down to Hockey. How good his shooting has been, and his setup seemed to be just as good as well.
Yeah, that was quick. That was clean from SUP. Money with a cheeky little back pass there towards Hockey. Completely caught Xset off guard. And they didn't have enough time there to recover. They didn't have enough time to position themselves for the center ball, which they weren't expecting in the first place. Hockey really didn't waste any time with it. That's been the name of the game for SUP up until now. It continues to be the best way to play in the matchup. Just hit the ball hard near the Xset goal. They're profiting off that quite a lot, and I expect that they'll continue to do so.
Alpha Kep, good pre-flip to get over to it. Shot from J-Pow. It didn't have much power. It didn't need it.
Yeah, indeed. J-Pow with the second goal of the game. Stokely and Hockey landing far too slowly here. It looked like Hockey had no boost. Stokely had a lot of momentum in the wrong direction. It's really just a pointless double commit there, and not a good clear either. You know, everything went wrong there for SUP. Just afterwards, they've almost got a goal on the kickoff. It's Stokely with no boost in the tank. Got a big dunk on target.
Chance for SUP. to take on NRG in the next round. They won't go into it the favorites. I don't think there's any reality where they ever would. But it does go to show what this season does give for a team like SUP that want to develop, they want to become better at this game. They'll get a best of 5 against the most experienced team that we have got. Proven battle-tested winners.
Yeah, the danger for SUP is that the playstyle they're running will not work against NRG. So if they can make it through this round, they will need to play with more aggression, because NRG in offense are going to completely rip them apart if they decide to sit back like this. That being said,
that's the joy. You go in there and you find that out for yourself in first person.
Yeah, it would be a lesson for them if that does happen. It'll be a learning experience, definitely. But I think they've got the mechanical ability to be, aggressive in the midfield against NRG and to start putting pressure on them. That's when NRG do struggle. It's when teams are willing to come at them and not sit back and just try and absorb the pressure. It's just not doable. NRG's solo plays, team plays, recoveries are they're all too good for defensive teams to have any chance against them.
There's Hockey looking for his chance. Love this mid-air decision-making, though, from SUP. They are very good at deciding between trying to go for the outplay or just forcing the challenge. Usually when we do see teams do that, the other question becomes, well, do you have players available for you? As that one could have been a danger. Go down the line. There's a couple of players not in position right here. Hoxer will finally be back. To try and make it too. Looking to send us to Champions Field. Xset setting the standard here. And that has been led by this man. Hat-trick hero for J-Pow.
Yeah, and once again, you've got AlphaCap clearing the way. He's just willing to do the dirty work for this team. He's willing to do the things that nobody really wants to be doing. Everybody wants to be scoring the goals. Everybody wants to be getting the crazy assists. But AlphaCap just wants to win. And this is what Xset have done this game. SUP have been the team making more defensive mistakes as well, which is good for Xset. Oh, there are no mistakes on that one, though. What a shot by Hockey. Sticks it in the top shelf of the goal with no chance for the goalie.
Hockey might be one of the most no-nonsense offensive players I have ever seen. He hits it, and he hits it really hard, and he doesn't care about anything else.
And I mean, it's worked today. It worked many times. If they don't get goals off it, they're definitely getting Xset to panic and clear the ball badly, land out of position. So it's the winning strategy. It has been the winning strategy all day. It continues, even in the game they're losing, to be the way they're scoring goals. With 30 seconds left, so it's not yet over. Chance for SUP on the counter. They've got goalkeepers here. Oh, where on earth has Hockey gone, though? Okay, I thought they had
he was expecting backboards.
Oh, yeah, I thought they had goalkeepers, but he's actually decided to just go and blend in to the back wall. He's trying to disguise himself, maybe, trying to hide. But yeah, I think maybe just defending the goal would have been the play there.
Well, that might put this game beyond them. They're going to get back into this. They've got to get themselves a goal very, very quick.
Yeah, it's not going to happen, is it? It's just a more consistent performance from Xset defensively. I think the first game where we've actually just seen them play a normal looking game from start to finish. This game here is sort of what we expected to see the entire series. It's why so many of the desk were expecting an Xset win, is because there should be a difference in class here. Xset blundering as often as they did in the first 3 games shouldn't be occurring. But this game, it was actually stuck with some weird defensive decisions, and they got in trouble based on that. If they can avoid those defensive mistakes, this could be a great game 5, because Xset have cleaned up their act in game 4. If SUP do likewise, it really is anybody's game. It's been a little bit of solo plays from Xset, especially the ground game looking great for them, and SUP's no nonsense finishing, like you said. Definitely causing problems for Xset. If they can get shots from that gap between the box and the halfway line, they're absolutely flying into the net. That's what we want to see from SUP in this game, but they've got to back it up with better defense than they had in Game 4.
So usually in this position, we turn around, we're going to Champions Field, and we would say the team with the more experience should be the team that are more comfortable here. But from what the series we've seen so far, Johnny, I refuse to go by that logic. I go by the logic of we'll see what Xset we get here, because they have been wildly inconsistent. They've looked good at times. They've looked not good at other times. We're going to see what we can get, though, over here at the tiebreaker. SUP against Xset. A chance to take on NRG in the next round on the line.
Yeah, that really is the main story here. You know, is it going to be Xset or Upset? Which one's it going to be? Because they really have got the experience to pull this one out of the bag. Even in a close match, even if SUP don't make defensive mistakes, Xset should be victorious. They've got the class on their lineup, and they've shown us moments of brilliance today to really back up the talk, the confidence that was coming out of the desk predicting them to win this.
Here's Stokely. Oh, wow! Alpha Cap! How on earth has he managed to predict that one? They're still on offense. Alpha Cap has had, outside of the one moment, a great series.
Yeah, I would agree. I think he's been the consistent force on Xset, and he's really dragged them back into this after a disastrous Game 1. Continued to be extremely influential to how this match has played out. For SUP, you've got to give credit to all three players. They've all really shown up here. It hasn't been one of those cases of one player having a phenomenal day. They've all really been excellent and proven a lot of people wrong. I didn't expect this amount of consistency coming out of them, but if they can get those infield passes going, they can start to ramp up the power on their shots, and Xset might be in trouble later on. So far, no defensive mistakes for SUP.
Oh, Stokely, though, going to give it over to Hoxer. There's a chance for Hoxer to really show himself in this series. This would be it. J-Pow, though, 4 goals in the last game leading into this one. There's a chance it's going to drop to anybody here. You would want it to be him. Money takes it down, loses the car. J-Pow, he's not going to recover it. Him and Hoxer both required. And they are going to get to it in time. That drops down very awkwardly, and J-Pow deals with that one a bit easier than the previous.
Oh boy, I mean, for a second there, it looked like it was going to be Game 1 all over again. Xset completely out of position, but they've gotten away with it. Now they're in offense. Great pass off the diagonal wall. Hoxer takes a touch, but he gets dunked on by Stokely, and now Xset have got to be careful. They don't want to make that too obvious. They don't want to always go for the soft first touch, because if they get closed down, it just turns into an immediate hard clear for SUP.
Oh, Hockey. Showing that Game 5 does not trouble him. At least wants to be proactive on the offense.
Wow.
Stokely, it's going to drop. Is he going to be there in time? Sets it up for Hockey, but Hoxer will be the one to keep that away. J-Pow leaves it for his teammate. It's been a very nervy time to do so. Not the game I would want to be doing it. It's going to work, and we still wait on the first goal. 2 minutes left here. Both teams having good looks at opportunities. Money will be by himself, goes straight for net. Drops to Hockey, he gets it to Stokely, and shut down immediately.
Yeah, the defensive wake for both teams, closing down these opportunities as quickly as possible. Hoxer now shrugs off Hockey's bump, knocks the ball clear. Alpha Cap's going to do the same thing, but Hockey's intercepting this. No one waiting in the middle except Hoxer. Stokely's having to run back quickly for this one. Didn't have a lot of boost to get there. And Alpha Cap in field. J-Pow with a shot on target to put Xset in front. And infield passes have been effective for both teams, Shogun, but the first one to strike in Game 5 comes from Alpha Cap to J-Pow.
And it was the one that you wanted it to land to. J-Pow makes it 5 from 2 games. And for SUP, when we're talking about lessons they could learn, not having that clear bounce off the wall is a very big one to learn at this level. You'll get caught for it every single time. 1 minute left. Got to get themselves a goal. Money not in a great spot. Sees the ball come down, and then the ball go underneath him. might be their way through, actually. Stokely racing against Hoxer. AlphaCap just going to take this in the longest, most drawn-out way to the other side of the field. Bring in as many players as possible. All three have been required so far to try and stop him, and it will drop to Hoxer. Xset storming away here in Game 5.
Oh, well, it's been a good fight for SUP, but it's all gone wrong here. Hockey actually just drops the ball right down to Hoxer. You know, they might be long-lost brothers with how much they've helped each other throughout this series at times. Xset having to really struggle with this one. It's been an awkward series. Every time the ball slows down, it looks like nobody knows what to do. There's panics all over the place. But now SUP desperately need to get some counterattacks going. They had a couple of opportunities off Stokely, but none here. And it will be Hoxer once again who scores the third goal, and it's wide open, Shogun. Hockey's out in net going for boost. AlphaCap's actually just dropped an oops in the chat. I don't know if he's rubbing it in there, but definitely comfortable in the end for Xset.
I don't know if that was a fake kickoff, but if it was, it was well read by Xset, who have stormed away here in Game 5. There will be an awful lot for them to look at between now and them taking on NRG. A lot of questions for them to answer, but I think the answer to a lot of those questions might be give the ball to J-Pow.
Oh my. I'm starting to realize
going for him here.
Yeah, there might be more to this series than meets the eye. It looked like they were, you know, Xset were just panicking and they were getting tilted early on in the series here for seemingly no reason, but we've just had a couple of oops quick chats from AlphaCap back to back on those last two goals once the series is pretty much already confirmed to be over. So I do wonder if there's, you know, a bit of a rivalry, friendly rivalry, maybe a bit of a bit of history between these two teams that I'm not aware of. But that would explain Xset playing with the nerves that they clearly had on display early on here and throughout a lot of this series. They just couldn't calm down. SUP were definitely showing up and causing them problems. But Xset, they've got the job done. They advanced to play against NRG. They actually did have one good series against NRG. I think it was in the second regional event of the fall split. I might be wrong there. Definitely one of the regionals Xset took NRG to Game 5. But if they're going to do that, they're going to need one of two things to happen. They're going to need NRG to tilt out of the onto another planet, or they're going to need to step it up significantly, because what we saw here was definitely not enough to take a game off NRG.
Well, last time NRG went in with the exact same, and they still went to Game 5, so not anything to completely say it's going to be over, but yes, you are completely correct. Especially off this performance, NRG will be going into that as the favorites. When we come back from break, though, we move on to round number 2. Jamal Jabari take back to the field as they take on the #1 seed, Team Envy.